Hey, sports card fans, it's John, Wade Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. Featuring multiple key rookie cards and a strong Hall of Fame checklist, the 1957 Topps baseball set marked the next step in the evolution of vintage baseball cards, including many changes and firsts for baseball card collectors. The 1957 Topps baseball release was the earliest baseball card product to showcase the 2.5 by 3.5 inch card dimensions that we are now accustomed to in the hobby. It was also the first to feature player statistics covering their entire career on the back of the card. In addition, it was the first time that full-color photography of the depicted players was utilized in the design as compared to colorized player images. All of these elements combined to make it one of the most collected vintage sets of all time. The card design centers around full-color player photographs and includes posed and action shots and portraits. The image is accompanied by the player's name, position, and team written at the bottom of the card in a small and simple font with varying colors. A white border around the full area of the card plays into the card's centering when it comes to grading. It also helps to maintain the eye appeal of the set, even if the cards display edge damage, because the border prevents the wear from interfering with the card image. With the inclusion of full career statistics on the card back, Topps still managed to find room for other components collectors had become accustomed to seeing. Biographical information, a narrative write-up, and a one-panel trivia cartoon are all showcased in an information-filled but not busy design. Many valuable rookie cards can be found within the 1957 Topps baseball set. Frank Robinson, Brooks Robinson, and Don Drysdale are the top options. Other notable rookie cards include Bobby Richardson, Bill Mazeroski, Rocky Colavito, Tony Koufax, Jim Bunning, and Whitey Herzog. The set includes an exciting assortment of team cards. Additionally, 1957 Topps features several player combo cards which hadn't been produced since 1954. Each carries a tagline and multiple subjects including Dodgers sluggers, Carl Furillo, Roy Campanella, Duke Snider, and Gil Hodges, and Yankees Power hitters Yogi Berra and Mickey Mantle. One interesting fact to note is that the 1957 Topps baseball set features the last card of Roy Campanella from his active career. Also, Hank Aaron's card showcases the slugger in a reversed image. Distributed in 5 separate series, it is the 4th series of 1957 Topps baseball that is typically the most difficult to find. 4 unnumbered checklist cards accompany the set and each feature multiple series. Checklist cards can be extremely difficult to find in any sort of mid to high grade condition. In this video, I'm going to show off the top 10 most valuable cards from the 1957 Topps set based on their PSA 5 values. Of course, I'll also give the values of those cards in higher grades, as well as the population count of those grades. Now, before I get to the top 10, here are the cards that just missed the top 10. At number 15, the Bobby Richardson rookie card. At number 14, the Bill Mazeroski rookie card. At number 13, the Yogi Berra card. At number 12, the Ernie Banks card. And at number 11, the Jim Bunning rookie card. So, which cards made the top 10 list? Let's go find out. Starting off at number 10, we have the Don Drysdale rookie card. In a PSA 5, there have been 925 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $166. There have been 948 graded at PSA 6. They sell for around $296. There have been 572 graded at PSA 7. They sell for around $633. There have been 200 graded a PSA 8. They sell for around $3,006. There have been 17 graded a PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale was December of 2023 through REA and sold for $24,600. There has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Don Drysdale rookie card. At number 9, the Roberto Clemente card. In a PSA 5, there have been 1,107 graded copies, with a current VCP average price of $305. There have been 1,246 graded at PSA 6. They sell for around $502. There have been 855 graded a PSA 7. They sell for around $922. In a PSA 8, there have been 446 graded copies, and they sell for around $2,567. There have been 46 graded a PSA 9. They sell for around $14,143. There has been one graded a PSA 10. However, in VCP's database, there has not been a sale reported of that one PSA 10 graded copy, so who knows what that card would get if it were to come up for sale today. At number 8, the Sandy Koufax card. In the PSA 5, there have been 613 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $348. There have been 810 graded to PSA 6. They sell for around $550. There have been 522 graded to PSA 7. They sell for around $1,060. There have been 189 graded a PSA 8. They sell for around $3,955. There have only been 11 graded a PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale was in October of 2020 through Memory Lane, and it sold for $32,770. There has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Sandy Koufax card. At number 7, the Ted Williams card, card number 1 in the set. In a PSA 5, there have been 1,000 graded copies, with a current VCP average price of $350. There have been 886 graded at PSA 6. They sell for around $613. There have been 467 graded at PSA 7. They sell for around $1,066. There have been 194 graded at PSA 8. They sell for around $3,199. There have only been 15 graded at PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale was in January of 2023 through Heritage Auction and sold for $55,200, placing the Ted Williams at the number 4 spot in terms of PSA 9 values on this top 10 list. And there has been one graded at PSA 10, but in VCP's database, there has not been a reported sale of that PSA 10 card. So again, who knows what that price would fetch if it would go up for sale today. At number 6, the Yankees Power Hitters featuring Mickey Mantle and Yogi Berra. In a PSA 5, there have been 953 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $370. There have been 912 graded at PSA 6. They sell for around $517. There have been 504 graded at PSA 7. They sell for around $957. There have been 192 graded at PSA 8. They sell for around $5,009. There have only been 10 graded a PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale was in October of 2021 through Memory Lane, and it sold for $60,313, placing the Yankees Power Hitters card at the number 3 spot in terms of PSA 9 values on this top 10 list. And there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Yankees Power Hitters card. At number 5, the Hank Aaron card, the reversed image card. In a PSA 5, there have been 878 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $386. There have been 960 graded a PSA 6. They sell for around $563. There have been 626 graded a PSA 7. They sell for around $973. There have been 316 graded to PSA 8. They sell for around $3,386. There have been 34 graded A PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale was in April of 2022 through REA and sold for $37,200, placing the Hank Aaron at the number 5 spot as well in terms of PSA 9 graded copies on this top 10 list. And there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Hank Aaron card. At number 4, the Willie Mays card. In a PSA 5, there have been 1,002 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $409. There have been 1,033 graded copies in a PSA 6. They sell for around $598. There have been 633 graded a PSA 7. They sell for around $1,078. There have been 289 graded a PSA 8. They sell for around $4,811. There have been 27 graded a PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale was in October of 2022 through Leland's auction, and it sold for $63,046, placing the Willie Mays at the number 2 spot in terms of PSA 9 graded copies on this list. And there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Willie Mays card. At number 3, the Frank Robinson rookie card. In a PSA 5, there have been 1,070 graded copies, with a current VCP average price of $419. There have been 1,169 graded copies in a PSA 6. They sell for around $540. There have been 723 graded a PSA 7. They sell for around $1,243. There have been 329 graded a PSA 8. They sell for around $4,607. There have been 26 graded at PSA 9. They sell for around $33,806. And there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Frank Robinson rookie card. At number 2, the Brooks Robinson rookie card. In a PSA 5, there have been 679 graded copies with the current VCP average price of $709. There have been 857 graded at PSA 6. They sell for around $1,028. There have been 664 graded a PSA 7. They sell for around $1,475. There have been 336 graded a PSA 8. They sell for around $4,371. There have been 35 graded a PSA 9. They sell for around $26,896. There's been one graded PSA 10. The only PSA 10 sale in VCP's database took place in May of 2012 through SCP auctions, and it sold for $47,251, which would place it at the number 1 spot in terms of PSA 10 graded copies on this list, given so few that have been graded a PSA 10. But you wonder what that one PSA 10 copy would sell for today, given that the last sale was over 10 years ago. All right, and at number 1, you probably guessed it, yes, the Mickey Mantle card. In the PSA 5, there have been 1,193 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $1,075. There have been 1,121 graded at PSA 6. They sell for around $1,517. There have been 598 graded at PSA 7. They sell for around $4,305. There have been 279 graded at PSA 8. They sell for around $12,505. There have only been 22 graded at PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale was in December of 2022 through Memory Lane, and it sold for $172,736, placing the Mickey Mantle at the number 1 spot as well in terms of PSA 9 graded copies on this list. And there has been one graded a PSA 10. The only PSA 10 sale recorded in VCP's database took place in March of 2006 through Memory Lane, and it sold for $36,225, technically placing it at the number 2 spot in terms of PSA 10 values on this list. But you have to think that that one PSA 10 card would sell for much more than that $172,736 sale of a PSA 9 back in 2022. Well, there you go, the top 10 most valuable cards from the 1957 Topps baseball set. As always, would love to know in the comments what you think about the 1957 Topps set and the cards that made the top 10 list. And if you've missed any of the videos in this series, here are 2 that you can check out. With that, that's all I have for you. So until next time, thanks for watching.